So Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick out of Texas has now said, maybe we should take Biden off the ballot in Texas. He's all upset over Donald Trump, and so now he thinks they could just remove Joe Biden from the ballot. And you got people out there like Laura Loomer saying, if Donald Trump ain't on the ballot, I'm never voting again, and I'm going to encourage everybody to never vote again. Please do, Laura. Please encourage all of your followers to never vote again. Because if we could actually get some people in there who would roll up their sleeves and go to work for this country, that'd be great. And, of course, you got Vivek Ramaswamy. We can't forget him, even though he's very forgettable. He's out there saying, I demand Trump be back on the ballot or I'm not going to run. Dude, you were never in it to start with, okay? You're like some little kid in a holler in Kentucky somewhere playing mud football, and you're threatening to never come back and play mud football until they bring back Colin Kaepernick, okay? It's like nobody knows you're there. Nobody cares. But that's what we've come to. They're trying so hard now to muddy the water and distort things because they're stuck with Donald Trump. They can't win with him. They sure as hell can't win without him. And rather than throw him under the bus and find somebody with 1 ounce of human decency, they continue to latch on to him and find ways to muddy the water and to demonize Joe Biden. The only problem with that is they don't have any evidence that Joe Biden has done anything wrong. They don't have any evidence that Joe Biden has actually broke the law. Joe Biden has not took part in an insurrection. Joe Biden has not tried to overthrow democracy. Joe Biden also has not been found liable of sexual abuse. He's not been found guilty of fraud. And no matter what his son did in his private life, that's got no effect on anybody. So all of the stones that they're trying to cast at Joe Biden have no substance whatsoever. It's complete apples and oranges. You've got a sitting president who's on the ballot running for re-election, who you have no evidence for anything, versus a guy with 4 indictments and 91 charges. That's what you have. But they're out there still hanging on, still holding tight to Donald Trump. Because once he's out of the picture, they realize the future of the Republican Party, I don't know, it would take a long time for them to ever get a foothold again, because they're the party of no ideas. All they're the party of is authoritarian rule. That's it. They don't have no new ideas. They have nothing new to offer to bring to the table, no new solutions. They have nothing. All they have is a cult of personality. All they have is somebody that, for whatever reason, can work up a crowd and give them this illusion they're winning something, and they'll back him to the death. That's all they have. You take him away, what have they got? Ron DeSantis? Is that the best they got? The only person that's been running for president that's called Donald Trump out at all is Chris Christie. And I'm glad that he has, and I've complimented him before for doing so, but I really don't have any faith in him either. Do you really think if Donald Trump, was to be reelected, I could so see Chris Christie just turning around and being an ass kisser? He's done it before. So I'm not going to fully give that guy a pass. But this is all just, what this is accountability taking place. It's someone being held accountable who was never held accountable in his life. And he taught his followers that they shouldn't be held accountable. They think they should all get a free pass in this world. And that mentality is rubbing off onto everyone in society. Everyone now sees Donald Trump getting away with everything and thinks they're entitled to do the same. But one day, when Donald Trump's out of the political arena, who are the Republicans going to latch on to? They've got some scary candidates, don't get me wrong. They've got some people who I don't want to see anywhere near a political office. But they just don't have that cult of personality, and they don't have that voice. And you take that away, and they're just a party of no ideas with a bunch of bland people that nobody wants to get behind. I used to think that if we could get, if a smarter version of Trump come along and they embrace that, I used to think, oh man, that would really be devastating. But they don't want a different version of Donald Trump. He is their God. Literally. He's who they worship. He's who they will give a pass for anything. And I say that because so far they have. When is the last time you heard a Trump supporter say that if Donald Trump is guilty, hold him accountable and punish him to the fullest extent of the law? I will say that all day long about Joe Biden. I will say that all day long about any Democrat that holds an office anywhere in the United States of America. If you have actual credible evidence that can prove that they are guilty of crimes, punish them to the fullest extent of the law. They are not above the law. I challenge you to find a Trump supporter in this world who will say what I just said about Donald Trump. I'm not going to hold my breath, but y'all let me know if you find one.